Hey there, I'm Jackie Ferris. From chemical reactions to crawling critters, the 302 is checking out Science Saturdays at Hagley. Get ready to be amazed. The 302 has some surprises for you. Hey there, we're about to make the magic happen. We are here at Hagley Museum and Library, and we're talking about Science Saturdays. I'm joined by Leanne Schultz. She is the STEAM educator. STEAM, of course, you want to run us through what STEAM stands for?
Yes, STEAM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome. Thank you.
Now, this is something that's going to happen every Saturday, starting when?
It will be every other Saturday, every second and fourth Saturday of the month, starting April 10th and going through December.
So we need to mark our calendars now because this is going to be epic. What have we got going on here today?
So I have some demonstrations for you that we'll be showing at Science Saturday and some of the takeaway activities that we offer to our guests.
Now, is this something that they can do in person or they can do online?
That's a great question. They can do it in person at Hagley, or we give them activity kits to take home so they can see the demonstrations and then take their hands-on activity to go home if they want to.
So this is perfect for parents, you know, who are always looking for things to occupy their kids, but you also learn something as part of this, right?
Absolutely, yes. That's the main driver of this program, is to give them a experience in science and draw them in, and then give them something to apply that new interest hands-on right in front of them.
All right, cool. So let's get started. What are we going to do here?
Okay, so first I'm going to start down at this end because our first Science Saturday of the year is called River Rangers. And in this program, we're going to focus on river health and how to determine what a healthy river looks like, both at the chemical level, so we'll do some chemistry tests with it, and also how people impact their environment as well. And one of those impacts is through pollution, and plastic pollution is a big problem. So we show people that instead of throwing out our plastic, especially soft plastics like plastic bags and stuff like that, that might end up in a landfill or maybe even in a river somehow, that they can hold on to it. And if they happen to have a 2-liter bottle or any kind of drinking bottle, they can make a eco-brick. And by making this eco-brick, you're sequestering the plastic, but also making something that you can use as a building material.
Okay, so how do we make this eco-brick?
To make the eco-brick, it's very, I think, fun and simple. You just take a piece of plastic, you put it into your plastic bottle, and this is just the end of my dustpan at home. I just twisted it off, and you just basically push it down into the bottle until it's in the bottom, and then you compact it down. And as you add layers of plastic, it's going to fill up and become very rigid, and it's not going to be very flexible anymore, and it's going to be more like an actual brick that you might use to build with.
Excellent. So you end up with a brick. Now, if this is something, because I know parents are going to be like, oh, my kids are going nuts, I've got 10,000 bricks. This is something that you can take to the recycling center, right? You
can take this to the recycling center because it is filled with clean, soft plastic, or there is a website called ecobrick.org or ecobricks.org that you can go online and donate your bricks to other organizations or even schools that are accepting them because they might want to build a structure out of them.
That's fantastic. So you can keep your kids busy and save the environment and help out another organization. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else have we got going on?
Okay, so that was for River Rangers. Our second offering of this spring on April 24th is called Chemistry for the Curious. And so sometimes chemistry can be tricky because you might need chemicals to deal with, and having that around young kids or something like that might be a little bit iffy. But if you come to Science Saturday, we can show you these demonstrations and give you kid-friendly materials to do your own chemistry at home as well. So I'm going to show you a couple of demonstrations that we're going to show at Science Saturday.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I always have to be safe and wear my gloves because I'm going to be working with some chemicals.
So if we're doing this at home, I mean, I know, a lot of parents are concerned about, making sure everything's cool. So we should put little glasses on our little kids, get those little cute little sunglasses that everybody wears to the beach.
Absolutely, yes.
They'll be cool while they're doing it.
Yes, and I don't have my safety glasses on because I have my actual glasses on, and you have your glasses on,
cool.
So yes, and so these are good enough for my safety, and then if you have little ones at home who aren't wearing glasses, a little safety glasses would be perfect if you're doing some stuff with chemicals. So the first thing I'm going to show you is something that's gaining popularity lately. It's a very fun experiment called elephant toothpaste, and it's called elephant toothpaste because as it's coming out of the beaker with the reaction, it's going to be a toothpaste-like consistency, and there's so much of it that they say it's enough toothpaste for an elephant.
Excellent. All right.
Okay. So the ingredients that I have here include hydrogen peroxide, and so what I'm using here is a little bit of a higher concentration, and that's why I'm wearing especially the gloves because it can be dangerous. So this is hydrogen peroxide, and this is potassium iodide, and so then I have the hydrogen peroxide in this beaker, and then I have the potassium iodide mixed with water here. What I want to do is I want to add a little bit of soap to the peroxide because this is what's going to make it foam. So swirl it gently. We don't want it to get too sudsy in there. And then we add a little bit of food coloring because we want to make it look like toothpaste, right? And so to make it look like toothpaste, we want to put some lines down the side, kind of like that Crest or the Colgate. So just make sure my mixture is all good. Then we add it in here.
So is this where the magic happens?
This is where the magic's gonna happen.
All right, we need a drum roll.
Okay, we ready?
Here we go. Wow. If I'm a little kid, this makes my whole day. Look at that, it's like a peep.
Yep, exactly. It expands as the hydrogen peroxide is breaking down into oxygen. The oxygen is being gathered in that soap that I added, and so that's why it's foamy. But the other cool thing is that it's actually warm because it's called an exothermic reaction. So we can show the guests so many different aspects of a chemical reaction using just this demonstration.
Okay, Leanne, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk more about Science Saturdays. Stay with us.
Hello, I'm Gloria. I'm the site supervisor at the John Dickinson Plantation. Come back and visit us with 302.
Welcome back. Leanne, that was amazing. I can imagine there's a lot of screaming going on as soon as it...
Yes, it's a big hit.
So what else can you show us?
So related to this demonstration, so I would do this for an audience, right? But maybe kids want to do this at home. So in these activity kits that we let them take home, we would provide to them more kid-friendly materials. So we can still get this similar reaction with ingredients like hydrogen peroxide that you can find at the drugstore. This is a special kind that like hairdressers use. It's highly concentrated. This is only 3% and it's safe to use from the drugstore. And then you can also get the same reaction using yeast. So with these two safer materials, we would give small portions of them for them to do mini reactions at home. So something that's more appropriate for the household.
Sure, and it's the kind of thing that isn't going to really hurt you, but if you get it on your hands or whatever, you just wash your hands right away and you're cool.
That's right.
Alrighty, so moving on to our next experiment here.
To our next experiment, we can show them another aspect of chemical reactions by saying, one way is that heat can be produced, another way is that bubbles can be produced. So we saw bubbles with this as well, but this is another way to show that not only bubbles can be produced, but also that gases have a mass. So different concepts depending on the age of our audience as well, because we have kids coming who are ages 6 to 12 or even above and beyond that. So we want to make sure that we're sparking the interest of all ages.
Sure. And that's the important thing, just to kind of keep kids engaged and get them curious about science. I mean, we spend so much time, especially during the pandemic, watching, streaming. We would like to think we're reading, but, this is a good way to get us refocus.
Yes, absolutely. And so in this reaction, we have our classic baking soda and vinegar, right, that we might use to blow up a volcano or something.
Oh, nice.
So I will show you how we're going to add some vinegar to the bottle, and then it will blow this balloon up without having to touch the balloon ourselves.
Does it matter what kind of balloon you use?
It doesn't, no. There we go. And so as these gases are coming off of this reaction, they're filling up the balloon and expanding it. And so then you can get that reaction to go forward a little bit more. And then the more baking soda you add and the more vinegar, the bigger the balloon's gonna be.
Nice.
Yes.
And each one of these kits, in addition to having the ingredients, there's like a step-by-step instructions?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
I created an instruction sheet for them, and not only with how to do the things in the kit that you have given to you, but also extension activities that you can get with other stuff at home, or even just further exploration using your mind.
Fantastic. So right next to it, it looks like you've got something else going on.
Yes, I do. And this one is another way of seeing chemical reactions, and that's through a color change. And so with this reaction, this is called a reversible and a reversible reaction, where once you add the ingredients, it can keep going back and forth through its chemical reaction several times for a couple of hours.
Oh.
And so what we'll do here, we have, this is sodium hydroxide, and then this is called a color changing indicator called indigo carmine. And this is a specialty kit that I got with all the ingredients. These are a little bit harder to find, so this might not be something that you would get in your kit, but something you can see at Science Saturday. And so what we do is we will add, this is glucose. And so what is happening in the reaction is that it's actually the indicator that is accepting and giving away oxygens, and through that reaction, it's going to be changing colors, and that's why it's a color changing indicator. Okay, so we add the glucose, and then we mix that up, make sure it dissolves. So we talk about solutions and make connections there and how you can't see it anymore, but it's still within that liquid. Then we add a couple of drops of our indicator. And then you can see it's going to take a couple seconds for it to kind of even out there, but it's going to be this greenish color, but it'll settle into a yellow. And so as it settles into that yellow, it's giving away those oxygens, and that glucose and the hydroxide are the chemicals that are donating that to the indicator. So you can see it's changing to a lighter green, like that. And so then when I swirl it, it might not be ready yet.
You can see it's definitely turning into a yellow, yeah.
Yeah.
So will it go back and forth?
It will go back and forth. So this is actually called the traffic light reaction, because it can change from yellow to red to green. And it changes because of those oxygens, but also the agitation of shaking it will make it change colors.
Now you're going to have a bunch of these things. We did River Rangers and Chemistry for the Curious. Is that what we did?
That's right.
What are some of the other categories of science experiments that we're going to see when we come out or when we watch online?
We have a whole range of scientific topics. So we cover the environment, chemistry, we have physics. In the spring, we have something called Spring Fling, where we will talk about projectiles and physics and how Newton's laws of motion are applied. And then even more fun topics in life science, and even spooky circuits and stuff, Halloween themed topics as well.
It sounds really fascinating. I know that you are doing a partnership with the Delaware Museum of Natural History, and we're going to check in with them when we return.
Hi, my name is Chad Nelson, and my roots are sunk in the 302.
Welcome back. We're talking about Science Saturdays at Hagley, but they're also doing a partnership with the Delaware Museum of Natural History. I'm joined by Kathy Parado. She's the Public Engagement Manager. Kathy, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk a little bit about what we have here. You brought us some butterfly wings?
Yes. So we are coming to several of the Science Saturdays, and we are able to bring a whole variety of stuff. And some of these are really simple, but really kind of effective kits. So one of them that we have are butterfly wings, and you have a pair right there. And this is going to be for Colorful Chromatography Month. And so we have 2 wings. What colors do you see on the wings?
Blue and yellow.
Exactly. So what we're talking about is if we take the yellow wing, we just have a simple light, nothing fancy, and you shine it through. What color do you see on that wing? Do you still see a yellow color on there?
Yeah, yellow.
Right, so this wing, it's yellow because it has yellow pigment in it. Now if we take the blue wing, it's from a blue morpho butterfly, and we shine the light through it.
Oh, it's brown.
It's brown, right? Because the back of the wing, and you can see on yours, is actually brown.
Oh.
So this is a really simple experiment to show the difference between a color pigment and actually mini nanostructures on here that reflect light wavelength. And that's why we see a blue on here. That's why they have this beautiful blue color. But when we use a light from behind, we can see right through those invisible nanostructures and see the actual color of the wing.
Because it's really a very complicated structure.
In this
multi-layer.
Yep, in this tiny little wing, exactly.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so that's just one simple but really scientifically broad concept that we can show with a great kit. Another one we have is a circuit that the kids can make at home using a simple graphite pencil.
Oh, nice.
So what we did is we took a piece of paper here and we colored it kind of light, medium, and really, really heavy. And we have these kits that the kids are going to be able to use. As simple kit with a battery. And what we do is you take the insulated wires here, and this is a siren. So if we go to the light one, not really a lot of noise. If we put the wires to our medium one,
you can hear it ticking.
you can hear it ticking. And then if we go to the heavy one,
wow.
so this is a great example of how graphite, which is just layers and layers of carbon, can conduct electricity. And so electricity can be conducted in a myriad of ways, and this is a really simple yet effective lesson for kids.
And you brought us some animals?
Yes, we did. So we have animal ambassadors at the museum, and they are going to be making some visits at Science Saturdays as well. And we'll start with our little guy. It's going to be, he's going to be coming to What's in the Dirt with us, and he's not everyone's favorite. Come on. Got to sometimes coax him out. They like it where it's dark, so he likes to hide. And this is a giant Madagascar hissing cockroach.
Do they really hiss?
Yes. Yep, they have little holes down the side of their body there, and they push air out, just like we hiss. That's where the hissing noise comes from.
Is it a defense mechanism?
Yep, it is. It's kind of their way of saying, hey, don't eat me, leave me alone. But it's also for when they can be territorial too.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm not going to hold it, you know, but that's really cool. It really is. Now, is this one of the largest?
Yeah, so they can get slightly larger than this guy, but this is about normal size for them. And it is a male, so we can see on
Does he have a name?
No, we actually have about 100 of these.
So it'd be kind of hard to keep them straight unless you gave them little ID tags.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can see the little, what look like kind of bumps or horns. Hi, buddy. On
he's like, I want to be
on
warm.
his thorax there, and that's a male.
Wow, excellent. So what else do you have for us?
All right.
Bye, buddy.
Bye. Yeah, he's very active today, which is a good thing. And so another one that we have, and I'm gonna spray my hand down real quick.
Sure.
Always want to keep clean. Is one of our favorites. Her name is Maisie, and she is from Delaware. So we're able to make that connection with people as well. And
You are not about to pull a snake out of that bag.
yes, I am.
That's great.
Yep. So, hey, sweetheart. This is Maisie Grace.
Wow.
And she is a red corn snake. And they are
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Really gorgeous.
they are local to Delaware. They're actually found all over the East Coast. They are actually endangered in Delaware.
Okay.
So she is a great one to talk about.
In terms of preservation.
Exactly, conservation and all of that.
So this, showing kids, the experiments, from nature and all of the
Meeting.
animals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a way to really kind of like get them started early in terms of what we need to do to make sure that these things are around and that our environment is healthy.
Exactly, and to help them not get that reaction of being scared of these animals, because a lot of people are scared of snakes, and we want people to be able to appreciate them, which will then help them take care of them in the wild.
Now, is this something that would be on the ground or in a tree or?
She would be more on the ground. She can climb a little bit, but she wouldn't go too much. She would be found on the ground. She likes to go under logs and such like that. She is found mainly down south. So one reason she's called a corn snake is she loves to eat mice. Mice are found in the cornfields, so that's where she was found a lot. But also her belly can look like maize too.
Oh, nice.
So that's another reason they think that they were named corn snakes.
Now you guys are going through renovation. So can you tell me a little bit about how you guys are handling it, why you're doing it?
Sure. So our museum metamorphosis is our renovation this year, and we're doing it to update our exhibits and really make us an interactive, engaging resource for the community. So we are converting one area into really all about Delaware. So we focus on the amazing ecosystems that you can see right here in Delaware that people may not realize. So it's really a chance for people to come see a whole new museum and interact with the museum exhibits in a whole new way.
So while you don't have people on site, you're doing stuff virtually and you're hanging out during Science Saturday with the corn snake.
Yep.
Very nice. Well, Kathy, thank you so much. We're looking forward to see everything that happens at Science Saturday, and we'll be right back. For more information on Science Saturdays, you can visit Hagley.org. That'll do it for this crazy episode of the 302. We're going to leave you with some beauty shots of the grounds. Until next time, I'm Jackie Ferris. We'll see you on the 302.